We're live. It's Friday. As our good friend Rebecca would say. Good evening, everybody. Glad you are joining. I brought you here today because I'm working on a truck maybe you'll remember. Maybe. I need to adjust my camera down. You guys remember this thing? It's been a minute. But, yeah. This was the bomber that you guys saw. Can you see the dust? Can you see the dust? That is no joke. Yes, no Nicole this week either. She is in Austin, Texas right now. And she... Sorry, keep screwing with the camera. She's kind of the reason why I'm second guessing working on this bomber. Because there is a U4 race this weekend. And I was like, man, I would like to go race at that. So I was like, I'm going to get the bomber. Like, this thing was 99% done and then just put away. And I just never finished it, never drove it. But I heard this race was coming up here locally, and I was like, ooh, that's interesting. So I was just like, okay, I'll get the bomber ready. Because Nicole, whoa. Sorry. That's a camera cable issue on my end. I'll fix that if that does it again. And then I found out this week while I was at work that the race is actually on Sunday, which is the same day Nicole flies back home. So I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to race on Sunday before I have to go pick her up at the airport. Because since I didn't get to pick her up last time, I figure I should pick her up this time like a normal human. So, oh, that is my camera. I'm going to fix that cable. Sorry. There. That should fix it. You got a port that's a little funky. Yeah. So anyway. Either way, though, Matt wants to race the 5K at Proline by the Fire. And this would be the truck that he would be there to race. So, if anything, I need to get it finished for Matt. So I figure regardless, I'm going to get this thing going. Now, lots of dust. Yes, finished. It was finished and shelved. Oh, boy. Needs a good air hosing at this point. So, wipes dust off and done. Yeah, exactly, Buck Dandy. If you guys don't remember this, while may appear very stock looking, it is not. The cage body panels, well, the body panels are stock, but the cage, it's got the high altitude performance rear section of the cage. You can see you cut out a bunch of the plastic and then it replaces it with this rear carbon section that goes in, and it incorporates this carbon fiber sway bar and everything there. So it's a cool rear section of the cage. Gives you more up travel, better clearance, a nice sway bar. The sway bar is bearing mounted, or rides on bearings, I guess I should say. So it's very smooth. Got Proline ProSpec shocks, Vanquish trailing arms. It's got the high altitude performance skid plate, which is also the transmission. So reconfigures the transmission to use a 3-gear style trans, and then it puts the motor forward. So you can see the end of the Tekin Pro 4 right there. I think it's Pro 4 HD. Sorry, no, it's not a Pro 4. It's a Rock 412 HD, 3100 kV. So it's a 550 length can and sits low and forward. There was that, but it's a cool transmission, which we're probably going to see in closer detail. You can kind of see it back in there. And then the axles are built, but still plastic housing. So Vanquish Stage 1 kit, but HD gears, the beefy 8mm VXD style axle shafts in there. Super beef there. Titanium links up front and in the back. And then it also got high altitude performance servo on axle mount, which goes there. VXD front shafts as well. Like I said, the Pro Spec shocks all the way around. They're like the slash ones, I believe. 2.2 wells. You mean wools, as Nicole would say. Open wool. Method 2.2s, Proline Hyrax G8s, Crawler Innovations 3-stage foams in the front, and I think I've got single stage open cell in the rear. I do. Showed you the motor. The ESC is a Tekin RX8, which is right here. I programmed this long ago, but never installed it. So it's ready to drop in. And then, yeah. Gives you guys a little bit of an idea. Some of what we're working on. Did a lot. Did a lot to it. Never used it. Should feel bad. I don't, but I do, right? Mainly because I've had 3 or 4 people want to buy this car. Like, I covered it when I did the videos, and then I never really did anything more. And they're just like, can I buy that? I'm like, no, I kind of want to keep it. I mean, I think that the Bomber is likely short-lived. I bet we don't see it around officially for much longer at all. So, for that reason, I feel like I should keep it regardless. It's kind of the last version, the ultimate update of what I would think I want for a Bomber. Gunnar Nissen, thank you, sir. Hello, all. Can't stay long. I'm going M-I-L. I'm not good at spelling. Tonight's code, #lowered expectations. There's 3. There's 3 codes tonight. All are good codes. Thank you, Gunnar. Thank you. Isn't it already discontinued? I can't remember if it officially states discontinued yet, or if it just shows. I think it just shows out of stock, but I think it's kind of like unofficially discontinued. But thank you, Dana. Dana, are you how's your weather in Canada? So, what took its place? The Rift is what they kind of aim at taking its place, even though I feel like it's a very different car. So, this thing is sat on this shelf, and then sat on a shelf at work, and then it's just everywhere. Brian Sherwood, thank you. Will anything be left to it? You know how Matt drives, crashing, gets beat by a 9-year-old girl. I figure since he's running behind it, like, you know, I don't expect the speeds to be as high. So, but there was a KOH edition recently. Yeah, but there was only 1,000 of them ever, and that was it. And I think that was just one of the ways to get rid of the last of the stock. So, it's gone. That one's sold out. These are sold out. Like, you're not going to see these really. So, the only thing Horizon has listed in special edition, and it's out of stock. Okay. So yeah, that's it. It's, you know, going, gone. If you were waiting, you waited too long. Let's pull the body panels off first. Just don't let Matt charge the lipos. Yeah, I'll have to give him, I'm going to give him a half charge lipo and say, yeah, go run. Go on. So I'm going to pull the top and interior off of this so that I can, let's see. They'll fully discontinue it right before the resurgence. I don't think you'll see a resurgence in this at all. For a number of reasons. I think that this is gone. And so, not just like regular sales number stuff, but It was a good car, and it ran its course. So I was happy to own many of them. We're gonna pull these. Okay, might as well pull that one too. Has it even seen dirt before this teardown? No, never been ran. And it's not really a teardown, it's just a final, like the couple last things that needed to be done to it to make it finished. So this, I wouldn't call this a teardown. Oh no, no more bomber interiors. That is absolutely the real travesty. Surprised you haven't put the Vanquish diff covers on it. Yours are way better than the stock ones. They are, but we don't make them anymore. So we don't make them anymore, and it's not like we just have a bunch either. So they're gone too. Long live the bomber, but everything must die at some point. Are these lights? I just got them hanging out in there. Jeez, I'm a hack. Let's see. Gatekeeper interiors work just about as well. Gatekeeper interiors are too narrow. And they don't look as good. Okay. I don't know why I'm still keeping these lights in there. Like, I don't have a light controller in here any longer. So, let's see. I don't know what USB connection I just lost and regained, but that happened. I suppose I could take off these front lights too. Like, again, I'm never going to use them. Give you a look at that motor transmission there. You can see it's a 3-gear style transmission, although it is 3D printed partially. And it's got that forward motor mount. So yeah, and then that's a battery mount next to it to run a smaller one. There you go. Are you saying you can't load a file in a CNC and cut some more? That's the thing. It's not just well, for one, the machine that we used to cut them on, we've gotten rid of and upgraded to more machines since then. And then it's just like, is it worth programming on new, larger machines? You know. And then let's see, after that, you know, it's also second op fixturing. So it's not just loading a program. There's a lot to it, especially when it's production. So it's not just made to, like, one file isn't made to make one little, you know, it's programmed on a 4-axis, the whole deal. So, oh, I don't have a receiver in here either. Ooh, I'm getting low on receivers. So... Now, I know that that's supposed to be a battery mount, but what I think that may become is my ESC mount, because it is the perfect size. Yes. ESC mount it is. The other nice thing about making an ESC mount is if we put the receiver on there as well, because there's room for that, all the electronics are on that tray. So when you unbolt it, you can drop the suspension out and everything comes with it. So, should I buy a Slauson Bomber RTR at the local hobby shop? I love the Bombers, but you are going to have to replace most of it to make it a decent car. So, keep that in mind. Yeah, you know. So that means Jorah is the only one making aluminum AR-60s. We still make AR-60 housings, knuckles, C-hubs, and rear lockouts at this time. Currently, we're just not making any diff covers. But, yeah. All right. We need to do some soldering. So we need some wire. sent you a pic on Instagram of one of our customers. Gotcha. One of our customer. Oh, one of your customers' bombers? Oh, got you. I mean, I'm guessing that's what you mean. Whoops. What do we got here? What gauge? That's 12 gauge. Let's do 12 gauge. Bomber's a big car. I was going to do 14, but we'll do 12. So, put the wire aside for the moment. That's dangerous. Ugh. Right. Did you can the truck flipping series? No, I'm gonna finish with the trucks that I have, and then probably can it from there. It just didn't do well. While I like it, people didn't. So, you win some, you lose some. I thought I'd try it a different way this time because it didn't do great the first times either, but I liked the idea and I liked the series. So I was going to give it the old college try once more. 1, 2, 3. Man. 12 gauge is too much. I'm going to 14. I'll leave the 12 out for the battery lead, but I'm going back. I'm going to 14 gauge for the motor. So, I liked the series as well, but, I've got this truck for the series, which I need to finish because it's finished now. I got all the parts for it. I replaced the broken C-hub mount, got the wiring fixed, need some wheels and tires, and then that one will be ready. That one will be ready to sell. The $50 tube rig is about ready to go. It just needed some real basic stuff kind of finished up on it. A lot of the trucks were close. The truck that Alex sent me, I don't know if Alex is in here or not, was a stockish deadbolt. And that one, I've got some stuff to do. Like that I wanted to do some things to it. I don't know what they are. So that was still hanging. What else did I have? Oh, I've got that tube cage bomber truck, which I just remembered. So about that much. So 3 times. So, why don't crawlers have a slightly smaller front wheel radius? Wouldn't it effectively simulate overdrive? It would, but it would also reduce clearance. So it's easier to just do it with the gear ratio the proper way and then keep all of the clearance. So, and actually, no, you would want the radius to be larger in the front. So you want that front to spin faster. So the gear ratio, you would want the tire to be larger so that the same amount of revolutions of the drive shaft would make for a longer rollout radius. Longer rollout, which is based on the radius. So you'd want a smaller tire in the rear, larger tire in the front. So let's see. Okay. When I was saying I could drop it and be able to see everything. I should just do that now so that I'm not having to fight around this thing. And I'm going to have to remove the suspension and stuff like that too, but... Oops, not that one. Okay. Oh yeah, we got the funky set funky set screw style front mounts. Come on. What's the best shim size for ring and pinion on 10.2? I mean, the thing with shims is that it depends on the car. It depends on the housing. The shims are made to be, fit to the application. I think that I have bought anywhere from 1/10 millimeter to 1/2 millimeter. So it kind of depends on the brand you buy and the size you buy them in. Okay. Pop these off and we'll be in business. Josh, make a full cage and... Wait. Josh, make a full custom cage and stuff F10s under it. I mean, just in general? I mean, I could, but just another project to deal with at the moment. I've got a number of cages I'd like to get built, but buck dandy for president. Thank you, sir. I would ask how the trike is coming along, but your smile in the running video said it all. You were giddy as a schoolgirl. Yeah, and the other parts that I was waiting for it arrived yesterday and today. So hopefully that means when Nicole gets back, we can go, damn it, we can go finish up some of those details. Let's see. Ah, oh, dang it! I have my 8mm in my Jeep. So do I have my little adapter in here? I always have one of those things somewhere. Maybe I've got one on the bench from when I just built the other Phoenix. Dang it! This is an inconvenience. I have a lot of shit on the bench as well, which all needs to get fixed. Oh, there we go. Ha! Knew I had one right here. Josh, did you get those Delta plastic bodies yet? Yes. Yes, we did. We'll go over those in a second. Because... can you say T-wrench? Well, Mike J, a T-wrench won't work for an 8mm wheel nut. You act like I haven't been here before. Oop, washer. There it is. God damn it. Okay. So, that side. Washer. See, I'm out. Let's see. T-wrench will fit if you push hard enough. I'm not gonna say you're wrong because I haven't tried, but I feel like it would explode at some point in time. I missed a super chat. Dang it. Thank you, Dale. Thank you, Dale C. Just got done with exterior projects for the coming rain-winter season. Oh, so I wish I had a hot tub. Do you have PVC for the rear trike wheels? No, not a drift trike. We have the typical drift trike, you know, with the PVC wheels. We've got one of those set up at the shop. And it is super fun. But let me tell you, you would not want to do that type of running on the trike with this center of gravity. Not a good idea. It is super fun to drift them, but I'm telling you, it's not the right setup. It would be a very poor idea. Well, I mean, trikes in general are super poor idea. So to push it over that limit makes things even worse. Can the trike do burnouts? Has no front brake. Would make burnouts more difficult. Not impossible, but more difficult. It's a lot of dust, guys. Normally, it's just from driving them and then leaving them dirty. Normally. But so I'm going to put this about like that. I do need to get a sensor wire and make sure it is safe. Any significant problems, wear or breakage, that would arise from running softer foams in the front than the rear, I assume it would be a tad slower as well. I mean, I always run softer foams in the front than in the rear. The rear, in general, you know, a soft or a stiffer foam, I feel has less likely to traction roll. So if you're stepping it out like a bomber, then it's nice. Also, if you're climbing and you're putting the weight of the truck on the rear tires, having a slightly firmer one will keep it stood up and you won't lose as much effective wheelbase. There's a lot of reasons that I prefer a firmer foam in the rear than I do the front. So, yeah. Let's see. The facial expression when you thought you were about to go over was yeah, it was like, whoa. It was snappy. Nicole ordered something for the trike too. Let's see. Softer foam, softer steering. I mean, can be in cases. That's why dual stage is nice. This is what Nicole ordered for the trike. And they are her double wide pit vipers with leopard print. So that was her contribution. They're for her, not for me, because she plans on riding it more than me. And let's see. Where's my parts? Oh, there it is. I got this in the mail today, which is a much shorter intake manifold. So, which will help me get the carb closer so that it doesn't get so close to the rear tire. That was that. And let's see. Sorry. There we go. Next, we've got Married a Hairdresser, still hasn't gotten a haircut. Must be a mole. She's the one who wants me to it to go longer. It's getting ridiculous. But I like it. BT checking in. Where's my super chat? It charged you? Well, it has not shown up here yet. That is bullshit, BT. I don't know where the help desk is for that, though. Either way, thank you very much. But I don't know what your question would have been, possibly, so I'm going to need that. I'm going to need your question at the slightest, hopefully. Your stuff either gets through or gets refunded. Found a trike like yours on Marketplace here in Cleveland, Ohio for sale, $1,600 for it. That's a good deal because I have more than that in the chassis, wheels, and tires. So, pretty good deal. Yeah. While watching and finishing my first Class 2 comp crawler for local events, sorry, Mark. Nice. It's addicting. Get an hours counter for the motor. What did it say? Sorry, my page just jumped. An hour for the motor for oil change directions. Oh, I got a digital hour meter and TAC RPM counter. You know, it's not exact. It's close. It's like a close approximation. I think it actually is pretty close though. So, got all that set, and that'll get added as well. BT, it came. Good evening from Beverly Hills. Ooh, we're fancy Beverly Hills guy tonight. Blink 182 or My Chemical Romance? I'm a Blink 182 guy. That was that was my time frame. I think that makes me a little bit older. My Chemical Romance is later, but yeah, now it's not as long as that looks. It just is curly. See, like it's floofing out. Nicole will take care of it here soon. Had to do it again. BT, hopefully they get that fixed. I'm just gonna do the whole stream with the hair. Blink 182's knows more about aliens. I don't even know what that means. Beverly Hills, Florida or California? There's a Beverly Hills, Florida? I was unaware. Nicole shaves Josh's head bald. She wouldn't do it. She likes the long hair. Hey, I'm fine. I don't care. And actually, I think I like it because how much it bothers everyone. Like, you gotta get a haircut. I'm like, nope, not happening now. Okay, we gotta get some soldering done. Otherwise, we're never gonna get onto these amazing. Okay, Beverly Hills, California. There we go, where the ninjas live. R.I.P. Chris Farley. So, get the old soldering iron out. Dirty hippie. Blink 182 is for children. What? Wait, is My Chemical Romance later or earlier? Speaking of BT and helicopter pilots, how crazy is it that Heavy D bought a Black Hawk? Right? Like, I thought that as well. What's my name again? Isn't it what's... Yeah. I thought it was what's my age again. What's my age again? What the hell is caller ID? Oh, the good old shit. You're right. See, I know my Blink 182. What was it? Was it the album called "Take Off Your Pants and Jacket"? Blind Guy RC, what's going on, sir? Well, always love the bomber, but the Phoenix is my new love. Love the Portal. The trike is awesome. Blink 182 for the win. Yes, just grow a mullet. Yeah, I know. We gotta do it, right? LMT roller kit in the box, any around, and how much money? I thought LMT... Oh, they did discontinue the LMT, didn't they? Or not the LMT, but the roller version, right? Again, to the many people that night that I was soldering that implored me to buy Kester solder, you're all heroes. It's the best thing ever. And all of you who concurred and made me buy it are fantastic. This is too small, but it was the only thing that was available right away. So I'll take the L for that one on my own account. But again, any of you otherwise. Was that 6337 or 6040? It is. Yes. Honestly, I don't see. 6337 is what it is. So I bought whatever was suggested to me because I had never tried it. And the only thing that I couldn't find at the time was the larger size. They only had the one. So I don't know if that was the one. I think that was the one that suggested was 6337. Okay. We're going to tin our A, B, and C posts first. It just flows so much better. Where can I buy parts for a Vanquish chassis? You can buy them through Vanquish products. They're all on there. Or you can go to A-Main or many other dealers. How much structural integrity is a piece of solder supposed to have? In what aspect do you mean? Like the fact that I could break it off by hand? I don't. Okay. A, B, C, easy. It's 1, 2, 3. 6337 is the Utetic makes for a much better solder. Oh. Well, that's nice. Okay. Sorry. I'm just twisting my solder together because, like I said, I bought some that was a smaller diameter than what I wanted, but yeah, just getting it close enough. Okay. So we got that. The one thing that so my ESC is going to go in with the posts towards the outside of the chassis, but the wires I want to kind of come this way. So do I want to do that or not? I need to make sure I keep it away from the spur gear. But yeah, I'm just going to do that and then I'll zip tie it in place. So I'm not going to run the fan, but I'm going to run my wires through underneath of the heatsink. Or the shroud, not heat sink. Words are hard tonight. It's been a day, a week, a whole year. How's the song go? Hasn't been your day, your week, or your month, or even your year, something like that. I don't know. I was doing today. I had to do a bunch of stuff that I was not thinking I was going to have to do today. On website duty, we had a shipping integration error, and I needed to make sure that was fixed before the weekend. I am not a web guy, but somehow I'm the web guy. Winston D. Cornelius. Such a distinguished gentlemanly name. I just purchased the VS 410 straight axle. What electrics do you recommend? I'm thinking of making it a comp crawler. I can't stop buying things. I mean, you could make it a comp crawler, but it's more suited, it's a bigger body, things like that. So I like to just build mine to be like my kind of ultimate, more trail truck style setup. I really like the brushless setups. So like the Holmes Polar Pro, the 2700 kV is like one of my favorites. I love that motor. You can run it on 3S, you can run it on 4S, you could run it on 2S if you're a little bit more sensible. Then there's, for ESCs, the Castle is great. The Mamba X is kind of one of my favorites. Or you can go Hobbywing Axe is not, yeah, the Axe you could if you like the super smooth but not as much power. My gripe with that one is that it's not as powerful. The Spectrum All-in-One or the Fusion Pro are super smooth, and they drop in, at least with very minimal clearancing to the upper link. Super simple. Servos is a super personal preference thing. Like, how much do you want to spend, and how picky are you with how much power you want? That's the tough part. Stretch. Thank you, sir. Can FureTech rescue my Enduro 24 or nix it for a TRX4M? So I have got the chance to play around with the TRX4M a little bit. And I'll tell you what, like, I'm not a huge mini fan, but as far as minis go, you're gonna see it once all the data, everyone starts getting them and things like that. But it really is in a different world compared to any of the other ones. So I think that it's gonna be one of the new like standards in minis. So I would say if you could get by with what you have for now, get by, and because you're gonna want the TRX4M. You really are. So okay. Just got my first Reefs 444, and wow, always use cheaper servos. Definitely understand. That's exactly the thing, because if you've never, you've always just kind of used a less expensive servo, you never put a lot of stock into buying. It gets you're like, oh, that's nice. And then, in that last comp truck, I missed Buck Dandies too. Things are going too fast. I see it up here now, Buck. Like that last one I built, I put in a Reefs, the 888 in it. So it's just like, it just, now then you become such a power snob, and you're like, I want more power than that. Like 500 ounce inches isn't enough. I need 1,000. And then you're like, well, this one has 1,100, so now I need that one. Buck Dandy, speaking of duty, the delivery guy that drops off tires at my house for our shop took a dump in my front yard and threw Buck Dandy, that is disgusting. Oh, that's too much. And if it was that type of situation, it was angry. Like there was no waiting. Stuff had to, his supervisor was called. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I think that's warranted. And I have a weak stomach and would not be able to handle that very well. We're going to cut this slightly long, leave myself a little bit of slack. Onto the B. Ugh. That seriously makes my stomach go, whoa. How did you know? Did you see him out there and you're like, what the? Or did you catch him on your Ring camera? And if so, did you save the clip? Did you send it to the? Your wife saw it. Oh God. Jesus. If Nicole would have seen that, I can only imagine the phone call I would have got from her. You've all seen Nicole mildly annoyed, but you've never seen her proper mad. Jacob Henson, sorry about that, Bushman. You got to make it to the Buc-ee's next time. Whew. So easy to solder and then reheat a joint and let it flow. Oh, we need more Nicole. Oh, I know. She'll be back soon. She's been in her globe-trotting status lately. She's down at my brother's house in Austin right now, helping. My brother's traveling over in Europe for work. So Nicole went down to help my sister-in-law with their new baby. Their new baby, Maya. She's, let's see, I think she was born in February. So, she's 7 months old now. Oh, Dana in and out of power. Starting to flicker pulse. Dana's going through a hurricane. So, I hope you come through safely on the other side, Dana. And no damage to the house. So, check in with us later on the mod chat. Let's see. Did you see the guy that got the green ugly truck from you? It was for sale. No. Actually, yes, I did briefly see it. I didn't get a chance to really look though. Okay. Pull this guy back out. At least the liner mate $1,500 to $1,700 an hour versus a Blackhawk at $5,000 to $7,000. That is a little bit higher maintenance than if you buy it new. Is all maintenance included for 5 years, 60,000 miles, or Jesus? Whew. These pre-owned helicopters, man, they really get you on the maintenance side. Hold up. A little more. Oh yeah, I have not been on Beam in the last 2 weeks. Well, week and change. While I was traveling, of course. And then they released an update this week that I haven't got yet either. So I am behind on that. It's just, like I said, it's been a very busy time. And now Matt and I, just like we talked about on Wednesday, we've got a new monthly Mayhem that we just kicked off. But this time with multiple YouTubers. So we've got, is there 7 of us? It's Matt and I, K-Pop, CCXRC, West Desert Wheeler, RC Review, Turks and Jerps. I think that is everybody. So there'll be 7 of us. Yes, I think there's... Oh, Tom Lear. See, there we go. 8 of us. Dang, 8 of us. That's a lot. So, I keep forgetting at least like one person on... And so... Oh, yeah, it's... Yeah. It's gonna be good, though. I am looking forward to it quite a lot. So we've got A. It's gonna go there. Of course, we've got C over there. Of course, we have to like braid these cables to get them all to go where they've got to be, because everything has to do a twist and a gainer to get where it needs to be. Whatever. So, I'll allow that. Pull it out. Sweet. I suppose if... Ooh, do I have it? No, I'm out of double-side tape. Let's see. Can I get a wrap out of this one? Yeah. X-Acto. The box cutter's fine. So we got that. This monthly Mayhem series, we're only doing 1 video each. Everybody gonna put them up the same day is the plan. Coordinating basically goes until the end of October, which is a very busy month in general. So it does make it a little bit difficult. Isn't RC Girl gonna be on too? No, she's not. She declined. I don't think it's a tough, I mean, it is an odd to like custom build something. It's not in everybody's wheelhouse. I don't think that it was just really a fit for her. She declined because of it. But it'll be good. I think that, I know Tony, CCXRC, is a little nervous about the whole custom building aspect. He's like, I've never custom built anything, so I don't know how this is going to go. But I think that, he's been around them enough that I think that it'll be a fun attempt for him. So, and I say that, Tony is also fantastic at what he does as far as, the video side and all that. So I think it'll make it for really good content. Win, lose, or draw. Come on. There we go. Just trying to get this solder to stay on this here motor. I feel like we're going to have to scuff it. It just does not want to stick. It's all coming up with the iron. That's fun. Josh, do you use any pin spring mods for your shocks or other ways to keep your front end? No, I don't. I don't use that method very often. I don't necessarily prefer it. So just a little scuff up to make sure everything's clean. Don't have any. Turn the heat up. It's all the way up at 400 C. It's melting well. There we go. Now it's on there good. I do need more solder though. Are you using your new fancy soldering iron? No, you know what? This is just kind of a normal soldering iron. Nicole told me about a new fancy soldering iron I should be buying, but that I have not purchased. 400 is what in Celsius? 7 something? Do you know if anyone makes a SCX10 style axle for the SCX24? I don't know what that means. You mean a non-worm gear axle? You can't do that in that. Your gearing would be very, very wrong. Yeah, that's a nope. So try TIG welding it. Chris Hansen. Been a while since Chris Hansen has joined us. Well, glad to see you back. More. Let's see. 400 degrees Celsius equals 752 degrees Fahrenheit. That is around what I thought. I was thinking it was like 720 to 740, but that was quick math in my head without actually busting out the okay. Good and cleaned off. Now, like I said, we got this one is A over here on the side. So we got it to go to there. I'm just going to leave it about that length. Heading out for dinner. Have a wonderful BT. Thank you for joining. Great to have you. Have fun in Beverly. Ooh, are you going someone super fancy in Beverly Hills before you go? You want to like, what's the one, Patina or something like that? The one that has the water sommelier. Like $1,000 bottle of water. Catch LA. Okay, well, I mean, I definitely wouldn't have known any of the fancy places anywhere. I'm sure that is probably one, but I'm not a very fancy person. Which one was this? A, yes. Go. Oh, speaking of staying hydrated, where's my fire extinguisher? I'm out of bubbly in the house, so I have a giant canister. Best way. I hate making multiple trips to get water, so Okay. Soda stream. Nicole said that before. Like, we should get a soda stream, and I'm just like, I don't know. Isn't? I always feel like, I don't know. I just feel like the whole thing. Like, is it gonna be a scam? Am I gonna hate it? I don't know. I feel like that maybe it's a good idea. I don't know. I've never talked to anybody who had one. I've never asked either, I guess, but I bought my wife one of those. She never uses it ever. Canister of Kool-Aid. What flavor? Red. So much sugar. It all depends on your water quality. Will the family truckster also be up for sale eventually? I mean, always. Yes. That is always the question. That is always true. I mean, not always, but pretty much always. So. They have actual bubbly flavors. Had one, everything tasted like diet. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, we have what Nicole and I think tastes like good water. But, like, Soda Stream in general, like, are you sparkling water people to start with? Or did you think it was going to be like soda? You know, I just want it to taste like sparkling water, which tastes, you know, which is not exactly a bold flavor. Have you used purified or distilled water? I drink tap water and Nicole and I both do. We are not. I think our water tastes pretty good. A lot of people around here do not agree, but I don't know how many of you are like well water people. Growing up, like, we had a well on our farm, and then a lot of our neighbors, like our house had city water, fancy city people water, but a lot of the time when growing up, I grew up on well water, so I'm used to like funky tasting water, I guess, you know, or rich tasting water with some weight to it. Water that'll turn your clothes brown, you know. So it's like, I don't know. It's you know, I don't know. You got everyone has their distinguished taste. Doug Lemoyne, thank you, sir. Hello, Josh. Been a while since I've tuned in. Beer could be considered bubbly. Just saying. I do see. I hate tap water. Okay. How about New York Seltzer? I don't know what that is. City Punch for the win. Is that what you call city tap water? City Punch? Or is that like an actual thing? Tap water is a no-go unless it's from a well. Okay. Interesting. Well water is terrible. See, I drink seltzer all the time. SodaStream tasted on par. Okay, that's about what I expected then. I love well water straight out of a garden hose. I would instantly be 12 years old again, drinking that. I'd be like, oh, I'm 12. 8-pack of bubbly is $3. How much for a SodaStream? I know. It's not about the cost, I guess. It's just about, like, is it going to shit the bed in a year? Like, we do have slightly mineral-rich stuff here, and it can be hard on things. Cistern water is the worst. I don't think I've ever had cistern water. You mean like a true brick in-ground cistern? Then you like chunks in the water. If water has a lot of chemicals, it might ruin the flavor. Yeah, that I could see it. I prefer to chew on my water. Pulp water. Need whole house water filter for wells. Oftentimes, not always. Sometimes it's you don't have to have the filter. man, I cannot keep up on your natural spring water is best. I would agree. Although Fiji water is very good, and it is technically like volcanic filtered or something like that. You do have to replace the CO2 canisters. I've seen that, and I've also seen where people are like, here is our SodaStream hack where we put a nitrogen cell in the pantry. Still drink water from my hose. I did a couple weeks ago too. White Claw, I'm down. I like them. I obviously like sparkling water. Now, I haven't had many White Claw flavors that I've really enjoyed. That's been my biggest problem is I just haven't, I'm just like, you know, it just hasn't been the right one for me. I tell you, the one that I did have and actually really liked was, it was actually like a gin sparkling water thing. So, Liquid Death Berry one. Have you tried it? Nope. The Mango Chainsaw though, I freaking whoo. That one is something else. Real question is, what water is the most electrolytes? It's what plants crave. Yeah, that's the Brondo water, you know? Water? Like out the toilet? So, yeah. All right. We have one wire left on the motor. Then we got to do our battery leads and hook a sensor cable up, do some cable management. All right. Okay. There we go. We're going to zip tie those guys off to the side. Keep them out of that spur gear. Liquid Death murders your thirst. Yes, yes it does. Okay. That. All right, now we got to do our battery cables. I got to get a receiver in here. Oh, while I'm at it, let's just go ahead and so that Tekin's got a power switch, of course, like normal. We're just going to cut that off and throw that away because those are terrible and they fail too easily. We're going to strip back some wire, twist them together, and solder them. You don't need to worry about those being exposed. It's just completing a circuit, so they can't short out or anything like that. Okay. Now we don't have to forget about doing that later. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye. No problem. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, I see. Sorry that you got some bad news. Hope things improve. Best wishes. Want a good seltzer alcohol? Look for Hard AF Seltzer. That's actually really good and has high alcohol. Oof. I don't necessarily need high alcohol content. I drink very little. So it doesn't make me very good at it. we'll leave the lid off because the cats haven't been in here yet. So go ahead and pull the wire out of the ESC connector if you're running a BEC. No BEC. I've got a Tekin servo in here, which will run fine off of this RX4. So we're just going to roll with it. I mean, I could go up to a little crazier servo, but I'm not worried about it. It'll be fine. So just got to get that wire a little unkinked. What were we doing? Battery cable. Did I put the wire all back? That was dumb. Ugh. I did put it back. The streams are great when you and Nicole have a few adult drinks. You know, sometimes you just have to let loose, right? So I've used almost all of my black cabling. I feel like I should just go red only on my battery leads, because that's not being risky. We'll just be very careful while soldering on our XT60. I'm like getting wasted on O'Doul's. You haven't lived until you've drank out of the hose while peeing off the porch. I feel like, I mean, I don't know if we ever had a hose on our porch. Our porches were always really close to the ground. How did you use more of one color than the other? Because I like to use black, like you can see like my motor wires there. I did 3 black, you know? So that's how mainly. Situations like that. Like all black. Don't worry, the fire will be small. Minimal smoke damage. You'll only smell it for 36 hours. Hey Josh, did you ever think that the Phoenix would be so popular, and how would sell that much? I mean, it takes a tremendous amount of investment to build a truck like that. So you have to hope that it will do at least like that, because otherwise you have to sell a good amount before they start making money. So it's a gamble. And so yes, we did. That's why, or that's the, you know, we had to assume at least that we thought that they would. We had to think that it would be good enough to do that well. So Ripper 1.2, right? No. No. Hard no. There's no, there's hell no, and there's a hard no. Okay, let's get this wire tinned. And oh, I already tinned the ESC side. Look at me go. Me go. Okay, so that will be like that. Okay. As someone said, SCX6 size ripper on Instagram. Yeah, that was Jim who was joking about that. And you have to understand that an SCX6 size ripper would cost you the same amount as a Toyota Corolla. Like, and we don't offer financing. So, like, no tire kickers. We know what we got. No. Can't remember if we did the quick math on what it would take to do an SCX ripper. Just like, you know, like just as like a thought experiment. Like, okay, like, yeah, it will be like, you think people will pay $20,000 for an SCX6 based ripper? Like, no, I don't. I don't at all. So I think we shouldn't do it. Yeah, I agree. How much would it weigh? Not that much. I don't know. 40 some odd pounds, maybe 30 some odd pounds. The ripper is not heavy. It's all the materials machined away. But, you know, the ripper started at it takes 100 pounds of aluminum to make one ripper. And when you're left, you have probably less than 2 pounds. So what that means is that there's a lot of machine time. Which means that it would be really expensive. Okay, so what I don't know is exactly how I want to fit this in the battery compartment, but let's throw some heat shrink on there and an XT60. Ooh, what I should do is design and build myself a place to mount when it... So these XT60s have a mounting solution on them, you can see. So you can mount them into a frame or whatever you want easily. I'm going to use this and then I'll build myself a mount. That way you can just... You only have to grab the battery plug side. The rest of it will stay with the car. I agree with me. Okay. Where can I get those XT60s? Amazon? I don't know. I don't remember what they're called. Had them for a while. I used to have these. I used to buy these quadcopter XT60 mounts from a company called RC Links. And they were the same type of thing. They work on basically any XT60, and you could mount them into a chassis. So, can you tell 7075 just by looking at it? You have to taste it. That's the easiest way. Is just by taste rather than by looks. Looks, it can look pretty much identical, but the taste is very different. Like on a UDR. Yes, like on a UDR. It's the UDR. There's a lot of them like that. The UDR, before that, the Losis had it, like on the Baja Race. It's been on a ton of different cars. It's more of a quadcopter thing than a RC car thing. So those plugs were specifically for quadcopters when I bought them. Okay. We got the tin both sides of this. We got to make sure we look at the polarity. All right. Love to see your FPV rigs. Mine are all at the office, and they have all look like I flew them. Red to red, red to black. Yes, correct. Let's see, can I still get this to fit in the clamp? Have to go the vert way. Hopefully it still fits. It does. Okay. Positive. We're doing positive first. Positively the right way to go. Don't be so negative. Okay. Now, positive is this one. The one that's in the clamp. Lucky us. Yay! Okay, that. Now we need to tin the other side. Okay, double check that's negative. I did see that right? Why do I not see it? Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. I'm not going blind. It was just hard to see that the divot was poorly shown or something. There we go. Flowed nicely there at the end. All right. If you lick it, you'll find out the polarity. Fact. You can definitely taste a positive wire versus a negative. Okay. Yes. Ish. Heat shrink engaged. All right. Hot. What's the clamp that's holding the wires down? That is a Mr. Jig from maybe 15 years ago. I've had it a very long time. I think they still make them, if I'm not mistaken. It's got a bunch of bullet plug clamps on the top, and then it's got a couple of different clamps on the front. This is for like T-plugs, you know, originally before XT60s were the norm, the way to go, the right decision, however you want to put it. And then that one would be for smaller. So you can buy it from I mean, there's a lot of different versions of it now, but 15 years ago, there was not many. And surprisingly, it has not worn out. Wait, the other clamp. Oh, this thing? That's just a regular helping hands. Again, this one's probably older than that. This thing's I probably had this one 20 years. So, yeah. This one like used to have the magnifying glass attachments. They still make these as well. You can get them at like Harbor Freight. They've changed slightly over the years, but helping hands. All right. A receiver. A receiver is a thing that we need now. Show. Yeah. Those things have not changed one bit. They have, not in design really, slightly in design, but because I have a newer one as well, and you can tell the difference between the old ones and the new ones. They're like holding them next to each other. They're very different. So, oh, this still had the Spectrum stuff in it. Dang it. I thought that I'd switch this over to Futaba. Let's check if I have any new ones left. I know that I do not on my inventory, but maybe I didn't have one in there, or I miscounted, or didn't add it at the time. Success. Good for me. Oh, I have 2 in there. Sweet as. Ha! Whoop whoop. Right. Thoughts on using the $40 aircraft 6-channel receiver? That's what this one is. 2106 GF. It's the one that I use in just about everything. It works with any of the Futabas that use FHSS. So I wish the Futaba receivers were cheaper. This is, I think this is, yeah, it's like, it's cheap. And it's great. I think it's one of the cheaper ones. Can you get a Spectrum cheaper than that now? Because you didn't used to be able to. $39.99. They used to be $29. Yep. Yes, I know they did used to be $29, which was great. But still, I think is the reason there. So my Dean's connectors are outdated. Shoot, I was better off with electrical tape. This makes me want to get out my bomber, but man, find a battery to shove in there is a pain. Really? Why do you have... That's... The SR215 is $35, only 2 channels. Oof. That is tough. The SR515 $65. Ugh. That is a spicy meatball. Tamiya connectors for the win. Oh, let's plug some stuff in. Ruh-roh. My servo lead is a little on the short side. Ah, Chris Hansen just put in a link for the fancy XT60 connectors with the mounting point. So, in case you're looking for it. But, you know what we could do? We're just going to throw it on top of the ESC. Modern problems call for modern solutions. Yeah, that's going to be just fine and dandy. Whoop. Okay, so let's look at the Tekin, since we're going to do a little... Oh, come on. Let's get that straightened out first. Just going to do a wrap of the wire so I can get it coiled so it's a little bit less of a headache. Shouldn't you put the Spectrum stuff in so Matt doesn't have to sweat on the radio? Yeah, but if I do decide to go U4 racing this weekend, then... And I'll just throw it on my 4 p.m. and he can fall on that thing for all I care. I've got 2 4 p.m.s like as backups. Great trail radios in general. Okay. Make him drive an MOA. Yeah, make him take my comp rig on the 5K. Okay, so this is for the ESC. So 1 to steer, 2 to clear. And take a note of which way the pins are going. Pins are facing downhill. So we'll match that for channel 1. Please, please, please do it and record his reaction. Here's your 5K truck, Matt. Just see his grumpy Canadian face. I don't even want to run then. Hopefully that double-sided tape sticks. We may do a single zip tie as a small piece of insurance so that all of our wires do not end up in the spinning gear blender that lies just in front of it. There we go. Hold a little pressure on the double-sided tape and keep us in good shape. Should we put a little bit of a... Yeah, we should. Maybe. RC Journey, thank you, sir. Hey, any suggestions for a C2 body for the Interceptor? My Power Wagon body isn't Class 2 legal, tires too wide. I'm staring at a cliffhanger and I don't like it. I also just picked up the this is the Pro line. What are they calling this thing now? The K10, which it's like, you know, it's made for our types of trucks, and it looks really good. I'm really liking it. I haven't taken it out of the package yet, but I have seen it in person, and I think it's going to be a solid choice for a little bit something a little different, the whole deal. But K10, cool option, I think. Or, you know, depending on your style, there's these options from Delta Plastics. I'm just saying, like, like, you know, this is like, I'll let you keep. Can't you make the Power Wagon legal like Josh did with tape? A little bit of fender tape, depending on the way that you have it. K10 is very woods runner. Ooh, Matt, you know what? Ben, you're right. It is the cut, the whole deal. That's why it looks so familiar, isn't it? Gunnar Nissen, welcome back, sir. The depth of pull on those bodies is pretty good. It's not bad. I'll give you that. It's not bad. Granted, there's not much over the top to leave some material there. Phoenix are too wide, even with the lowest SLW. I heard you say. I wonder what tires are you running and what wheels? Like what offset on what wheels? I'm thinking that could also play a part in what the issue is. It even has one eye in front. I mean, they did this shit on purpose, for sure. Like, I mean, it's. The split grill, hilarious. Honestly, like these guys either have a freaking amazing sense of humor and they're like, we're doing it. We're just making this thing. Or I don't know. Did I see Moose Jaw's in here? Moose Jaw, me shaking to me a TS-77 ready to use. Moose Jaw, I'm really thinking that it's time that I would like you to try some gold leafing. And I'm thinking a black paint job with just Magnum down the side and gold, engine turned gold leaf. What was I going to do? I was going to put some twirl in the... Right. The bodies didn't arrive. They came. See, I buy these bodies for all of you to enjoy so that we can talk about all of this without you ever having to be like, I'm going to buy one because it's a stupid joke. And then we're going to have Moose Jaw paint it. About to land this plane in Cali. Watching a live stream from the plane. I accept. That is awesome. John Deek. Thank you, sir. I purchased my first ever motor ESC combo. I got the Hobbywing Axe 550 3300 kV motor for my T-Rex K10. What are your thoughts on this setup also? What are the other mods you would complement this motor swap? So it's a big step up from that stock system for sure. It's going to be super smooth. Overall, you're going to see a lot more power than the stock system. So I think you did good there. The TRX4, you've got, it's a solid truck overall. There's lots of little things to do. Now that you have more power, depends on your uses, of course, but adding some overdrive if you're trying to do some, gain performance. But if you're doing long trail rides, maybe that's not the way. If you haven't already, buy a good servo. Good servo is the next thing. And that would be my highest recommendation. West Desert Wheeler joining. Logan, I hope you're preparing for the challenge. Because we're gonna get rolling. A month goes fast. A month, and we got slightly over a month, 5 weeks basically. No problem, John D. Thanks for donating as well. Hope you enjoy the. Man, if it's your first one, like that's a big thing. Like you put that first one in there, and you're like, oh dang, like that is a nice upgrade. So there's a few of those times like I remember, like, oh, like I remember when I bought my first nice servo, and it was just like a night and day, and I was just like, I can never go back. Like I can never go back. Scott O'Blander, thank you, sir. Thinking about switching to a Futaba, but 4 p.m., not enough channels, and 7 PXR. It's dollar bills, y'all. Well, that's a tough one, because that's really, there's no secret recipe in between there. They just are what they are. You either go one way or you go the other. So if you need 5 or more, the 7 is really your only choice. Which the 7's a great radio. The 10 is obviously out. You can find pretty good deals on 7s if you find an eraser who's upgrading. But there's no secret beyond that. It's kind of a, So, you were just on Bot Grinders live battles. You popped up between videos. He has live battles? I've watched some of his live stuff before. He's got some interesting stories. Like I've watched some of his videos. He's got a real different take on a lot of things. And I'm not a big FPV guy, but there's just some people. I remember he jumped in on this live stream in the chat one night after like his stream ended. He's just like, what is this? I don't know. Mine just ended. I just came over like, well, here you are. So then I subscribed to him not long after and just watch on occasion. West Desert, waiting on my main shipment, was just having some shower thoughts about what my theme is going to be. Hopefully I can pull off what I have in mind. His battles are people submitting videos, and we vote on who had the best edit. Oh, sick. That's kind of cool. I'll have to go check out his latest one. Dawson Bossy, what's going on? Just joining in. Of course, time we have. We go out of town for vacation. There's a U4 race. Is this one in Rescue? Yep, this is at Rescue tomorrow. So I noticed that this shock is a little leaky. It's okay. Just keeping my trailing arm shiny on that side. It's okay. They're really good shocks, but it still happens. It's definitely out of that lower cartridge. We'll see if we can give it a 1/8 of a twist or something. Maybe it helps, maybe not. Let's see. You should do a bot grinder basher rig and work with him. Wait, what? I don't know what that means. The shock is crying you didn't love it enough, right? And okay, so that's on there, that's on there. Electronics are set. We could probably power it up and bind it. Make sure, let's just take a quick peek again. This goes over, and I'm pretty positive that is a plus. And that is going to the side that says plus and minus. We're good. I've rechecked and double checked for the 5th time tonight. So, radio. Radidio. Oh, you know what we should also do is put the we should put my new steering wheel on here. Been leaking for the past 2 years. Listen, Jesse. Leaking the last 2 years. Okay. So, this is one of those R Designs wheels with the extra cushion foam grip. And these are made for a Sanwa, but he sells these little adapters to go to Futaba. So we'll line that guy up. Well, that adapter was a little on the brittle side. It does appear that those adapters are resin printed. He sent me 4 of them for 2 wheels, so let's try it one more time. I'm going to get it real square. That one went on pretty fine. So we should be good there. Okay, now let's replace the screw. Nope, that screw is not long enough. It can't go on anymore, so I need a longer screw. Oh, there it went. I just had to push it on a little bit. That screw's not long enough, that's what she said. There we go. We fancied up our radio a little bit. The foam does feel nice. I like it. It's a good look. Okay. Check that off the list. Okay, grab a battery. I don't know why this part always makes me so nervous. That first fire up, no matter how many times I've done it. Let's make a new model. I know I need to rename that last one I was on. I'll never remember to do that. So do this real quick. Bomb. Okay, we need to go to receiver type, go to SFHSS. So now we're there. All right, we've checked everything we can check, I think. That is obviously... Well, it's not happy about turning left so hard. Why is my... Okay, so let's get that quickly fixed. I obviously never set that. Alright. Did he check Servo Center though? Well, Mr. freaking fortune teller. Wrong port on the receiver. I mean, Servo was going into 1, but it was not... I didn't bind it yet either. Oh, no, I did? I didn't. I did. I don't remember what I just did. But either way, I'm taking the horn off. There we go. Okay, that's on. Now let's redo it. It's not bound yet. There's that. So our servo position is centered now. That should be that. So now we should have drive shafts aren't hooked up in the front, so we're safe there. There's that. Feels a little jumpy. Let's program throttle position real quick. Which it's neutral on a Tekin first, then full throttle. Oh, it thinks I'm the opposite way. Then the other way. Done. There we go. Okay, we're all good there. So I need to get my front drive shaft situated. That I have not done yet. Everything else is good. Gear mesh sounds tight, or just the audio thing on YouTube. I'm also running an audio suppression. Because no, it's not tight. It's almost... I mean, it could almost be a hair loose, if anything. Josh, I tested Ibex and G8 on my Sporty. They are the highest traction tires I've ever tried. That's the ones... I've got the Ibex G8s on my Sportsman as well. And yeah, I think that they're going to do really well. I need to get that body painted ASAP. ASAP. Okay, so that, and that. Now, let's do the drive shaft. So I have stock drive shaft in the rear, which I've got the Incision drive shafts, which are plastic as well. And they're basically the exact same thing. I could put the proper length there. Or I can put a Incision metal set in the front. However, this set will not work in the rear. So unfortunately, I'm only going to be able to use one of the two in here. You know. So, not ideal. Also, somehow I lost my 2mm driver. So I'm having to use, I need to, whoops. That drive shaft does not, that pin is loose. That would have fallen out for certain. Okay, good there. Get out of there. Go and get. There we go. Aren't the front drive shafts under more stress than the rear in crawling? Typically something like that is considered to be a generally accepted notion. Yeah, plenty of engagement. We're gonna go with that guy. Now this does have an extended rear output, but I'm pretty certain it still will not work. Look at me, I tighten all the screws on my projects. Show off. Well, I didn't initially, so there's that. I think I'm going to go with, I'm going to mark that position real quick, but I think I'm going to switch to the longer. Because what I don't want is the shaft slipping out. That, oh yeah, that's not enough. We're only like a quarter inch deep. So, does the moon buggy still have welding wire holding the links on? Art, it does, but I also got the hardware for that this week. So, it's over there with the moon buggy now. Because, yes, it absolutely did. But I did want that fixed. I just had not ordered the parts, and I finally remembered this week. Tell you what, accessible is not how I would describe this. Yes. Much more shaft. So excited. Do you ever think you have too many RCs? Almost every single day. You know, there was like, you can never have too many. I have too many. They have to go. Yeah. So, yeah. There is a couple of swap meets coming up here, not within the you know, drivable distance. And I absolutely would love to sell, you know, I think I could quite easily sell 40 cars and not miss them. They have just accumulated and I haven't touched them. So, getting ready for Crawlapalooza, trying to decide on wheels for my Pro, thinking about the tanks, but I can't decide on what color. Time to take the... yes, you do. You need it, right? I would agree. But depends on what color your truck is, which color you need. The tanks are a really good looking wheel. I really like it. They have so much detail. All right, drive shaft is in and Loctited. Candy apple red and gunmetal. Oh, you got all kinds of options then. You could do clear black, of course, gray. Gray I wouldn't do, because if you've got gunmetal, you don't want to clash. So clear black, you could do gold. You can't do red, you can't do blue. You could do bronze. Bronze and gray are too tough. So really, you're clear black or gold. Yes, clear black or gold. Do you guys ever pick a winner for the scale metal supplies? Yes, Matt did pick the winner. He should have his stuff here shortly, I guess. Shipped out. Well, it only shipped out like this week, but it was, I think his Instagram name was literally like RC Fabricator. Like it was pretty fitting. Like it was a pretty good one. Like, yep, that makes sense. And so you have all kinds of options. Names 3. That's several, but had to go through the process of elimination. You're actually driving the Gladiator Proline by the fire. Yes, that is my plan. Gunner is, I talked to him while we were at ASD. He's hauling his toy hauler down. So I may put the trike in the back of his toy hauler. So I thought my screen froze when you were drinking that. Oh boy. You know, you gotta take your time. Hydrate properly. Hydrate safely. Okay. So we need to get the cage on, and then I'll secure this guy. But everything is good, right? Right? I believe. Just checking, double checking. Guessing. Guess no one's coming. Hey, Blinken. What are you doing up there? Guessing nobody's coming. What movie? What movie is it from? Okay, so these silly lights. I mean, I feel like cutting the wires is awfully wasteful, but men in tights, yes. Did you say Abe Lincoln? No, I said, hey, Blinken. I can see. I'm blind again. Okay, so let's get her all fitted into place. move our suspension. They took your arms in battle, but they gave you some nice boobs. A classic. All right. Let's get this reattached. Yeah, either drop over the cradle. There we go. God damn it. All right. Battery wire's safe? Not yet, but that's what I was saying. We have to get this on so we can determine. Okay. Those are tightened up. Now, I think I took that out. I did not. Mention pinching them between the cage and the chassis. Oh, maybe at one point, but not now. Bomber front shock mounts are my least favorite thing. Nope, come on. There we go. Lined up. Sorry. Had to hold my tongue the right way. I don't know if that's saying where you're from. Saying where I'm from. Worse on the kit version, the ball ends don't stay in place. Yeah, that stuff, they were super annoying. I mean, I get the idea. Just in practice, it is much more difficult. There we go. Then you have to make sure it doesn't start like pushing itself outward as it gets in there. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Get the other side in place. Now, please. Okay. Is that a mountable XT60 plug? It is. It is indeed. Oh, shit. Dropped my nut. Okay. That now we gotta reconnect our sway bar. That's done. We're getting close to having this thing wrapped up. Who'd have guessed that after a couple of years I'd finally find the time to do the 2 hours worth of work. Is High Altitude Performance still making all the carbon fiber parts for the bomber? As far as I'm aware, Casey is still making everything. I mean, he's still making parts. He's kind of a boutique shop, so some of the stuff was kind of made to order anyway. So if you send him a message, my guess is that he would still make it. So Josh finally hit puberty. I picked my nut up with a magnet. Whoa, that's a Ferris nut. Well, Mike, you can't grow a beard in one video, so I hope so. Is the bomber that has the forward motor mount and carbon fiber? Is this the bomber? Yeah, this is the one. That still sitting in there. You can see the motor hanging down there. The whole deal. It was until tonight. It was pretty much exactly as you had seen it in the last video. So, which, if you remember, was not quite finished, but like 11%. Okay. So we need to figure out where we're going to put this guy. And okay. Shouldn't be that bad, but I want to get the interior and everything in there. Now, as for these lights, like, there's only 2 lights back here. Seems really unnecessary. I mean, since I'm not going to hook them up, and it's just wires to be in the way, I'm going to actually remove them and just pitch them because I'm never going to use it. Okay. That's removed. We can, where'd my 1.5 go? Right there. Chris, thank you, sir. Bomber interior. You know what? I think I will use a bomber interior again. You know, I could just not install it since this is a very performance, and since Matt is going to drive it. I think it'd be even funnier if he had to if he drove it with no interior. Or is it more ironic that my bomber doesn't have a bomber interior? Or since it's my bomber, does it have to have the interior? You can replace the light bar with a huge one from the mystery box. Yeah, and then put like a Tamiya connector in line. How fast would that Rock 412 HD and that RX8 melt a set of Tamiya connectors. Like, real fast. Put windows in it and just black them out. No interior, man. No driver. No, man. No interior. No driver. You know, I think you're right. We go no interior so we can show off all the goodies inside. Yeah, that's what we do. We're gonna do it just so Matt has to look at it. Just be like, let's put these long screw there. No interior just makes it easy to get things right, and it's like we put all these cool parts inside, and you can't see them otherwise. You're gonna give them a stroke having to see them. You know, it's just the perfect combination of being a dick to Matt. Like, just enough. Like, here you go. The passive aggression. Are mods required to heckle Matt during his run? Oh, we should just spread out accordingly around the course and just have... We can just do all the Happy Gilmore things to him. Run, jackass. Okay, there we got that. There's this one here. I'm missing the other really long roof screw. Where art thou? Oh, it's right there. I got it. The price is wrong, Bob. Wait, was that the quote? Okay. That, and that. I don't know why I'm trying to... I'm never going to use these lights. I don't... Who's going to hit him with a VW? I forgot about that. Use the same tires from R2. Just have it all set up until that morning and then hand him the car and go, you're good. Go ahead. Have fun. Have fun with your friends. Go run your little race. Have a good time. Be home for dinner. Okay, so we got a big clump of wires zip tied there. Oh, we got another zip tie back here. Aha! There we go. We got all the wires out of the front too. We don't need no stinking wires. Yeah, the mounts are still up there on the side, but that's fine. So, okay. What transmission am I running? This whole setup is from High Altitude Performance. So you can see it's a new transmission case with a forward mounted motor. It's a 3-gear transmission, like a 3-gear axial style transmission set in there that uses Wraith outputs. So that's why the rear output sits further back. Oh, that's so much nicer with no interior. You can just show it everything off. Like, yeah. Cooling is better. Just paint the back side of the panels black, please, John. I mean, I could, but does painting really sound like something like... It doesn't sound like a me thing. Put it in the interior, but don't attach it. Let it rattle around. What's Matt's most hated color? Probably orange. Just because I've so... Okay. I mean, oh. So when you do the high altitude thing, you have to cut this rear crossbar that would go down so it just can kind of move, which that I don't like, of course. So I do have some black jeweler's wire. I'm just going to do a quick wrap of that back there. Let's see. Zip tie. Jeweler's wire looks so much cleaner. I do need to get a safety wire style pair of pliers though, so that I can wrap these much faster when they're in an accessible area at least. Oops. Do you like the new honcho? I think the new honcho looks great. I mean, I really like the SCX6. I really like driving the SCX6, especially. All right. So, see, safety wire looks so much better than, it's just a clean little wrap, just better. I know at one side, I'm like, I'm not going to put in a interior, and then the other side I'm worried about how a wire tie looks over some safety wire, but I have my reasons. Josh, your AC unit sounds like a fire alarm. You should hear what my AC unit sounds like if I don't have the noise suppression on, because That is the actual thing. Oh, Nicole's going to... Nicole's falling asleep, so she texts me. Let's see. There you go. Because she knew I was live streaming. She didn't want to interrupt. All right, we'll put the wheels back on. The only thing we have to do still is figure out mounting the mounting of the XT60. But zip ties and leave the tail just for Matt. I mean, it's still my car, so like I still want it to be about how I want. I just actually really like the look of this car with no interior because I think that the inside of this looks so freaking cool. Like all that carbon and everything. It's like this is a race car. Where's my other wheel? There it is. Here's our other wheel nut. Craft foam interior. Matt will be legit bitter. Ah, damn it. I forgot to put... Oh, good. I didn't tighten the wheel nut yet. I didn't put the end link on the sway bar on this side yet. There we go. Now, Matt will be bitter until he drives this and understands how much better my bombers are. And then he'll be mad that he doesn't have my bomber. Matt will not be angry, just disappointed. There we go. So, now, with this here, I should be able to I just have to come up with the right spot. And I don't know where that is yet. I feel like it's up off of this side a little bit. What I want to do is overcomplicate it and design up a 3D printed mount that will go in there perfectly in place and go to the tube and then be perfect so that then it can go on. That's what I want to do. And I'm fighting the urge to just be like, no, it would be good enough if I just did this. But I don't know that I can do it. Do you have a spare RTR Star Trek phaser controller from an old Axial? Which one? I've never seen Star Trek, so I don't know what the phaser looked like, so I don't understand your reference. Please go further. Heresy. You need to bump. Don't fight the feeling by too short. Okay. Anything too short, I'm willing to throw in there. Love me some too short. Josh, I gotta know where to get the bottle. This bottle was free from Uline. When you order over a certain amount, you have to choose your free gift. So yeah. Is this going to be your U4 rig? Yes, it is. So, yes, I have not seen Star Trek or Star Wars. It needs a fire hydrant wrap. A fire hydrant wrap? Okay. I was thinking fire extinguisher, but fire hydrant, I see it as well. It's a very tough shape. So no LOTR either. I don't know what that means. Lord of the Rings? Is that what that means? If that is what that means, no, I have not seen that either. Nope. Too young for Star Trek. I'm not that young. I think Star Trek there's a lot of people in my age that know Star Trek well, but it just has not. How about a small rubber hose to connect the fake front shock reservoirs and then maybe paint it? No way. No way. I would be more likely to cut off those reservoirs than detail them. Like, if we were just like, it would make us drive better, then I would do it. But no, absolutely not. Josh, what's your opinions on the silent ESCs everyone is using? I've got the Holmes Crawlmaster V2 in. Where did I put that in recently with the revolver? Oh, I put that in my scattergun build that I sold to Tim. And then I've got one of the AM32 based ones from HK Hobbies in the Moon Buggy with one of the HK Hobbies revolvers. So they're smooth. So yeah, check your Instagram DMs. I sent you a pic. I hate checking social media stuff while on. Oh, I haven't been on here since. Sorry. Oh God. Oh, the Johnson. That's the Johnson controller. Yeah, I have one or two somewhere. I don't know where though. They're I take all the RTR radios and stuff like that and I throw them in one box and then I like take them to work, and anyone who needs radios for their kids or anything like that, I just let them take those radios. You know, no, it's a phaser. That's the Johnson. That was the internal name for Axial when they were coming up with that radio. That was used in the office. I actually have that radio. The first release of that radio was with the original SCX-102 Honcho. That was the first time we saw that radio, I believe. And it had an issue. I know that I have the video of it. And they fixed it after some of us got them and made videos. Actually, I know it's in my slow motion videos. Let me go to the top. And I should be able to find it fairly quickly. Dancing Rider videos. Drag Bolt. It's got to be up here somewhere. It's in this time frame. And where is it at? Oh, man. It had an ejection issue. Oh, there it is. So, I'll let you all. So, you would sit. They ended up fixing it. But the, yeah, that was the fun that was the fun little fire torpedo 2-1. I remember when oh my god. It would happen all the time. You'd set your radio down, just well, you shouldn't store them with batteries in them. Yeah, you should always unload your weapon. The money shot. I mean, the shape of the radio and then that issue, it just all added up to a problematic situation. Designed by the same guy that designed the RC four-wheel drive pen. The amount of stuff that I have on my phone is... I'm like, I know I have this video of this thing from 7 years ago. And I know about what time it happened, and... Okay. I can't help myself. I'm absolutely going to design a part and then print it so that it's fit in there just perfectly. So that's the state we're going to go in for that. Now, this battery, you can imagine, is too large because it is 5,000 milliamps. But it could fit still if we just really forced it in there. But I'm just going to adjust something quick. I don't really know what size battery I'll run for the event, but I do have some like 4300s and stuff like that, which I do like to run. Because running this size pack. But like if Matt wanted to run this for his fun little race, no, it's way too big. I was just curious. Bad idea. Did this guy make that new body too? Well, the good news is that we're done with this car for the night. It was successful. I've still not totally finished it because now I'm leaving that other part undone until, of course, I'm going to just get to that real quickly. But I probably will design that up tonight. After this stream, I'll probably draw it up so I can get it printing overnight. What is this special project with other big YouTubers? So it's our monthly Mayhem where, you know, Matt and I try and do a thing and, you know, see who can outdo each other. This time we just included, what did I say this time? Is there 8 of us now or 9? We included a bunch of other people because they thought it'd be fun to like get others involved and branch out, work with people neither of us have ever worked with. You know, Matt and I have had people on our live streams, and Matt went and like did something with K-pop here recently, but we don't often collaborate with a lot of other people. So I was like, it would be a lot of fun to do that, especially with people that maybe we don't even interact with that often. So that was the idea and the thought, and I think it'll be fun for everybody. And, you know, Matt and I have had good enough luck with that series that I think it'll be worth everybody's time. So it's a pretty good looking bomber, though, I have to admit. Any thoughts to having said YouTubers as guests after? I think that's probably a pretty good chance. You know, after, or during, I mean, it's only a month long, but, you know, maybe each of them at some time. Sits a bit high. I mean, not really. I mean, it's pretty much, the links are barely below level, but it's also going to have a much lower center of gravity than most bombers. You know, the motor down forward and in front, no interior weight. So it's actually it's a lot lower than stock. I'll say that. What shocks are those? Yes, they're Proline Pro specs for like the Slash. They're very plush. Very plush. Removing the back tire helps so much too. That is a bonus there. I didn't set endpoints, and I don't need as much steering for racing. Alex is joining us. So, do a little bit of cleanup in here since I've needed to do that anyway, and we'll do some BSing until the end of the stream. Battery from the Bronco. There is in no way could you get the battery for the Bronco in this cage. Like, you couldn't disassemble it and build it around it. Even if you left out the entire transmission and everything, like, the battery for that truck is just larger than there exists room within this. An Alex sighting. Yeah, right? It's a special day for all of us. Alex has graced us. That thing did work last weekend. It was fun to watch. Oh man, it was fun to drive. It's fun to drive that. Did you see that someone is bringing a trebuchet to Proline by the Fire? How would it toss that RC four-wheel drive mystery box? Well, pretty far, because there's very little in it, especially anything of any substance. Okay. Oh, I have so much shit to clean up. On the roof. It'll fit on the roof. Yes, yes. Praise be unto me. I'm excited to get this thing on the U4 course. If time allows, because I don't know what time racing is going to get started, and I have to pick Nicole up like mid-afternoon. So, you know, and then if I'm in the mains, it's just like I gotta leave. It's just like, oh man. The other thing is that I do not have, or I wonder where I have it. I used to have a transponder. I need to look to see if I have it. I need a TrackMate transponder. I used to have one somewhere. Carbons fiber door panels. I mean, with these being so flat, I could do some carbon fiber sand, but she did the last time. Do not. Let's not do that again. Agreed. Yeah, that was a live feed on a Wednesday. I'm like, babe, you came in on a Wednesday, you know. Ever race 1/10 buggy? Nope. No, I have not. I am not a racer in general. I am a walk behind my vehicle type of guy. So track racing in general, not my thing. But for this, oh shit. You know what else we forgot, everybody? Is a sensor cable. This one happens to look about right. I'm getting super low on sensor cables. That would have been a coggy afternoon. Like, why isn't this running? We didn't forget. We just said nothing. So no beam tonight. No beam tonight because beyond beyond this project and designing up a mount, I have some design work on my month-long mystery project that I would like to get to. Come on. There we go. She's a tight one. You got it. Hard to get your fingers in there. Okay, that's... It was the only weird thing with this is that it put the sensor wire just like right there by the servo. I'm just like, ah. Okay. I mean, it's so nice to not have an interior. You can just fist the cabin. Okay, what's the directionality here? Oh, come on. One thing, like I said, I'm getting very low on sensor cables. So that means that the ones that I do have are not the like super flexy ones I bought from Holmes. He used to sell sensor cables in like all kinds of different lengths. And I bought like a bunch of really short ones and a bunch of medium length, just so that I kind of had this whole range. So I could change out to... Because having like way too long of sensor cables is kind of a pain in the butt. But it also sucks when they're super rigid. There we go. Okay. Another zip tie or so. Surprised you stayed with the AR60. No, AR60s. I mean, what would you change? I wouldn't change to an AR14 in these. The rift axles are nice and all, but they're not the right axle for a truck like this. I mean, they're okay. We've put them under there before just to see. Like, I've got one at the office. What? No jeweler's wire? Not on my sensor cable. That's a little cutty. Tendency to get a little bitey into the sheathing. Okay, I'm going to add one more back there. You know what the right axles are? To me, it's CCO2. Yes, make it look like a monster truck on transport tires. Actually. Yeah. Might as well do one more. Just the big diffs. Oh, you mean go to like smaller axles, like AR44? Still not. Oops. Come on. Wish I would have done this before I buttoned it on. As much as Clodbuster axles with dual ESCs. Yes, all the convenience. Double the power. Okay, there we go. Now we're set. We're secure. We've got no cables getting in the way. We just have to do our battery cable and we're set. How is that servo not going to get beat to hell hanging down slow? Oh, it will get beat up. I mean, it doesn't hang below the axle like from the front, but I mean, it'll hit the rocks and stuff, but it's just the back of the servo. Like, it's just the name of the game in rock racing. Plus, in rock racing anyway, you blow up servos. Like, if this thing rock races very often, I will absolutely destroy servos. It's just the way it is. U4 was so hard on servos. Guys were going through them every few races, it seemed like. So, if it runs that kind of life for a long time, I'll be replacing servos often. But for the rock race I've got this weekend and 5K stuff, it'll just get scratched and no big deal. Making that a convertible would make that even easier to work on. You know, that's an interesting thought. Just motor or gear sets in the servos. Gear sets mainly, lots of bent pins, some distorted cases. In general, you just ended up changing them out. You just throw them away and get another one. Make a Delrin skid for the bottom of the servo. I'm just not worried about it. It's just going to get beat up. Like, I don't care. It's just rock rash on the bottom of a servo is not that big a deal to me. You're putting it out. It's just a tool, and it's the intended use of it is in this nasty spot, and it's just going to get beat up. It is what it is. Chicks dig scars. What's your favorite servo? Oh, man. I've got so many servos and so many rigs now. It's just whatever one has a lot of power. That's the one I usually like the most. This is one of the weakest servos I have in any of my cars right now. And that is I think this is a Tekin 440. I can't see. It's covered up. I think it's a 440. It could be a 360, but I'm pretty sure. Idiot. I'm pretty sure it's a 440. Oh, wait, there it is. Now it's covered up by the carbon. So, yeah, T440, and that's about as low power as I've got right now. So, it's mounted differently. It's just mounted differently on the top, right? Sorry. What transmission would you recommend besides what you've got in yours? A standard 3-gear, like a standard Vanquish 3-gear, fully built, and a skid plate that will drop in. That's basically what this is. It's just a little bit lower. Wraith eats them too. Yeah, and it's just when you race with them, it goes even harder. My bomber eats so many servos, I got tired of replacing them. Yeah. It's just put a super powerful one in there and it'll run as long as you can. And so, I've had good luck with Tekin 440s. The Protec 370 TBL, I had good luck with that one. So Amazon cheap servos? No. Those, you will just literally throw money away. Just like you put it in there and it will blow it, and then you're done. So put in, you know, you got to put in a decent one, and then hope it lasts long enough that you get your money out of it, and then repeat. That's if you're running them hard. You know, if you put a fast motor and you you slam it into rocks in a rock field on a U4 course, and you try and, you know, gap huge ledges, stuff like that. That's when you're gonna have the problems. What we should do though is power this thing up and actually just move it front to back now, since we let's see if it clears everything on my bench. This one's good and fast. That'll do, pig. What else did I drop on my wire sheathing? You know what I do need to do? I should probably turn down my drag brake quite a bit if I'm going to race. Or Matt's going to run. And I could plug it into the hot wire, but the Tekin is so easy to do without it that we're just going to do that. Because the Tekin, the very first option set is drag brake. Come on. And it would continue to be easy if I was hitting the button. Oh, I turned the radio off. No wonder. It's just sitting there. It's like, there we go. Hit it once, flashing, increment, go to first one, let it stop. There you go. Okay. I guess I could put like one tick of drag brake in it. Let's do that. Yeah, that'll be perfect. What are you setting the third channel for? I'm not running the aux. The Tekin, it does have that third channel programmability, but it doesn't work real well with the Futaba because it's set up for a momentary. So you got to like go forward and then back and then forward and then back to like increment up, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So I never run it. It is nice in the castle where you can just like turn the dial. Yeah. So a little bit of drag brake so Matt flips it on its nose. That will not be enough drag brake to flip this car in just about any situation. It'll just be enough to let off the throttle and coast into a turn while still giving you a little decel. Just a little bit. I think I'll be pretty happy with that amount of drag brake. Some guys are will race with no drag brake and actual braking, but that's not me. That is not me. Real racers would absolutely do that, but yeah. Sweet. But we're a little after 9, so we need a fast mover to film Matt on the trail. That ain't me. I think we just get a zoom lens, and I think we'll be fine. Josh's idea of braking and throttle control is all or nothing. That's why I need drag brake to do it for me. Third channel reverse lockout. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. I know what you mean. I could see that. But I don't want to. Because then I'd have to plug it back in and all that. And I feel like I will need reverse. Because I could see myself getting locked up. Drone. Ooh, drone to chase Matt. That is the move. I agree. Just at least to annoy, if not to chase, right? Just buzz around him. But we'll see. I am excited a little bit if I can make it to the U4 race. We'll see. We shall see. Now that it's done, almost. It's like that close. It's inches away from being. It's just this guy, which I could zip tie to the cage and be fine. I'm not going to, but I could. It would be acceptable. Oh, real quick, just because I looked at that and I'm like, oh, it's kind of I need to figure out the shape of that plug. And there's maybe one person on here that will care about this. But if you ever draw in CAD and you're trying to like figure out you're measuring with caliper, you're measuring an item, but something's got like a radius on it. Like this has a radius around this nose of this XT60. It's not like the same shape. Well, I've got these, which are radius gauges, radius 1 to 6.5, and I can take and you can see all the different radiuses on there. So like let's guess that's a 3 mil radius. So you go to the one with a 3 on it and you just match it up and you see how it fits. And yeah, like that's probably a 3 millimeter radius, but pretty sweet. So this set goes from there's a 0.3 to 1.5 mil, the 1 to 6.5, 7 to 14.5, and then 15 to 25. So one side it has the female, or whatever you want to call them, concave side there, and then the other side is the male or convex versions. So kind of fun if you reverse engineer anything, or are designing your own parts and you're trying to like come up with something. Get yourself some I think they're called a fillet gauge or radius gauge set. What was it called? Concave, convex measuring tools, all it says. I think you can just search for radius, feeler gauge for radius. Basically what it is. Yeah. Get yourself some tools. I like myself some fancy specialized tools that are good for very specific things every once in a while. Ooh, look what the engineer has. Sometimes it's handy. Tight corners, you're trying to measure off of something else. You're trying to fit to something very specific. It's like, there you go. You mean no rectangular holes for your non-rectangular plugs? I mean, like, you could, right? Like, it'd be fine if you did, but it'd be cooler if you didn't. Be a lot cooler if you were. Be a lot cooler if you did. Then I went. How do you run the Incision Light Kit with 4S? A BEC? I don't know. I actually have not ran them on my 4S stuff. I've only ran them on my 3S stuff. So I don't have a good answer for you there. Other than run them off of a regulated power supply. Say, man, you got a joint? No, be a lot cooler if you did. That's, you know what? That's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to work on my design stuff, and I'm going to pull up Dazed and Confused. Yeah, that's the plan. Okay, I want to see you make an XT60 hole by hand in styrene. I will do it by hand with my mouse and keyboard, and then I'll make a tool path with it, and then I'll load the tools by hand into my CNC and go from there. Chris Hansen coming in with the convex concave measuring tool set for tool die makers. Check. Stainless steel radius fillet gauge portable. There you go. That is the set, and fairly inexpensive too. Not that by hand. Hey, not doing it by mind control. So I like feeling females, not radius. Nerd. Jesse's not the hero we want, but he's the hero we need. Coming in with all the Amazon links for all of your shopping needs. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It was a good night. Appreciate it. I'm glad this is done. I feel better about that. All right. Yes, and on that note, have a good weekend, guys. Go do something fun or spend time doing something you like to do. Whatever that may mean to you. I'm going to go play with my toy truck on the rocks. Maybe work on a trike. So there we go. Get it. I got to find Dazed and Confused on a streaming platform. See ya. Bye.